Are you tired of politics? Do you feel powerless to make a difference? You're not alone. I feel it too, and so does our guest for this episode. Our guest today is Kiko Miranda, Executive Director of Fundación Climacoo. And in the last of this three-part series, we continue the conversation about the importance of community in nurturing hope for the youth, and later shares questions we should ask when choosing the right leaders in government, as well as practical advice on how to help address fatigue in the fight for good governance and social justice. Subscribe and follow us to catch the rest of this three-part series and more conversations with changemakers. I'm your host, Albert, and this is Drawing on Hope. What I'm seeing they have in common is that, if you're talking about school, the home, the place of worship, is that the key thing we need to look after is to make sure that they have a sense of community.
Yes.
And that they're not isolated.
Not isolated, correct.
I think there's also one more component that might help, Kiko, is to also, and I think this is part of the function of a community. But I think we also have to protect the stories that we tell.
Yeah.
Because you can be in a community, pero pity party siya. Right?
Yeah.
Everything is just complaining about how the world is going to hell, or that everything is so terrible and irredeemable, and it reinforces whatever sense they might have of there's no hope for the country. But I think if we're able to tell more stories about, to your point earlier, about maintaining the legacy and the memory of this is what it can be. This is what bravery looks like. This is what good governance looks like. I think hope can come from not just feeling like the bad is inevitable, but that here's potentially something better. Here's an alternative that is brighter than what you might currently be experiencing. And that I think, in the same way, diba, stories give us so much. And I think one of the things that stories give us is hope.
Yes.
And kailangan din pangalagaan yung mga kwento.
That's
I think that brings me to the question that I wanted to ask next, which is, I think, what do you think, what do you want people to remember about Cesar Climacoo and leaders like him? Not just him in particular, but what do you think the value of remembering good leaders are in shaping our future?
Yeah. So we go back again to the importance of remembering, not just what Cesar Climacoo did, but I mean, for the listeners, even get to know your local heroes, those who are the local legends in your own little community or barangay, anong mga nagawa, magpakwento. Not just parang well, para maalala natin na ito pa lang si Mr. Juan. Ito pala yung ginawa niya nung nabubuhay pa siya, no? And kung gagawin ko kaya ngayon yon, kung mangyayari kaya ulit yun ngayon, magiging maayos ba yung aking barangay, yung aking syudad, no? By learning, by knowing the stories of the past, we are able to see how it's applicable in the present, or is it happening in the present? Because if it's still happening, if the problem is still happening, then anong ginawa nung dati para i-address yung problem? Pwede ko kayang gawin yun ngayon, diba? For us to build a better future. Kasi pag hindi natin alalahanin yung mga kwento, paulit tayo, we keep on doing again the same mistake. And ano nga sabi ni Albert Einstein, di ba? Insanity is doing the same things over and over again, but expecting different results. At pag hindi natin alam kung ano yung mga nagawa dati na hindi nag-work, anong mga nagawa dati na nag-work, pag kinalimutan natin yan, again, paulit-ulit natin gagawin yun. Magkakamali tayo. That's why very important to keep the stories, to know the stories, and also keep the stories alive. And ngayon, there are a lot of platforms now on how they can keep the stories alive. There's TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, etc. So, ang daming platforms doon na pwedeng gamitin ng mga kabataan to tell stories of their locality.
I appreciate that it's about seeking out living examples of leadership.
Yes.
That it's not just a history lesson that makes for a nice story, but it can be a model, no?
Yes, and it's important to look at your local, kumbaga, legends. Because maybe in history books, sawang-sawa na tayo kila Jose Rizal, Graciano Lopez Haina, not to undermine what they did for the country, but really, they did really, But iba pa rin kasi yung dating kapag galing sa barangay mo, di ba? Galing sa city mo, na parang, sino tong ribulto na nandito? Di ba? Sino kaya siya? So, knowing all these local stories, kahit na walang ribulto, kahit kilala nyo yung yung manghihilot nyo, yung suking manghihilot nyo sa barangay, di ba? Baka may kwento siya about, how life was before. And what are the things that happened before na pwedeng mangyari ulit or ayaw nyo nang mangyari ulit. No? So, hindi lang siya dapat legend, like may ribulto. Pero, kailangan, pwede rin yung mga local, respected people in your communities. Yung mga kwento nila, magandang rin yan.
Iba pa rin kasi, I think it really does make a difference pag malapit sa lived experience natin, right? You're not just some celebrity from far away. Pero it's right in my neighborhood. Tatawid lang ako across the street.
Yes.
So, it's election season here as we're recording this.
Yes.
Right? So, I just want to check in with you. We've been talking a lot about good governance. What questions should we be asking ourselves when we're trying to choose leaders who serve in government?
So, question to ask ourselves. First, babalik ulit ako, ang tatanungin ko, anong nagawa? Anong nagawa? Hindi anong gagawin. Anong nagawa? So, competence. Competence and credibility. Anong nagawa?
Which is different from ano yung gagawin. Kasi hindi mo sure.
Hindi mo sure, di ba? Parang plano pa lang yan. Yes, di ba? So, ano mang nagawa? So, they're looking at competence and credibility. Competence that delivers results. Di ba? And then, next, ito importante sa akin to. Aside from tanungin natin, anong nagawa? Next, tanungin mo, asan ka nung panahon ng krisis? Di ba? Asan ka nung may sunog sa barangay? Or asan siya nung may nangyaring krisis? And that shows you yung character naman nung leader. Di ba? Kasi pwede naman siyang competent, pero lagi naman siyang absent during times of crisis. Ayaw rin naman natin yun, di ba? Di ba? So yun siguro for me, those are the two questions that I will ask, or I will ask myself in choosing the next leader. Anong nagawa mo? Anong nagawa niya? At nasan siya nung mga panahon na may crisis?
Right.
Ganon. So those are the two questions.
If someone is listening today that feels disillusioned or tired or powerless about politics, what mindset shifts or actions would you recommend or offer that they take?
Well, yung balikan ko ulit, yung just do your 1% every day. and compound it. Because that 1% of a good thing that you're doing will compound and will affect the closest in your community. If you can't save, if you can't do it for your city, then do it for your family. But do it for your neighbor, and then do it for your barangay or purok. And then little by little, lalakit, lalakit, lalakit. Yan.
How small can that 1% look like? What would some 1% actions be?
Siguro 1% action would be like, if you talk, let's say, to the sari-sari store and and even simple as ask na parang, kumustang buhay ngayon? Anong problema? Ay, nako, ganito, blah, 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 blah. And then engage them in a conversation. Not to persuade them, but just engage them na parang, bakit hindi pa nasusolusyonan? Ganun din yung problema namin, no? I think articulating that you have a shared problem is also powerful, no? Kasi may iba kasi sabihin na kasi hindi naman kasi kayo gumagawa ng ganyan, kaya so medyo na siya parang yung problema ko problema mo hindi ko problema. But that 1% is like simple engaging, talking about the current problem, 'di ba? And then sharing ano kayang dapat gawin, no? Kapag may misinformation, pag may fake news, call it out right away. I think that's a 1% small act that you can do. Correct agad yung fake news na that's going around. Again, helping is also 1% that you can do. If kaya ng time nyo, pag nagpatawag ng barangay consultation, pwede punta ka, di ba? Kung kaya, makinig ka lang. Di ba? I mean, it's also nice to experience that, no? Yung punta ka barangay hearing, parang, okay, ganito pala, di ba? So, mga small things like that, I think that will, help someone who has been disillusioned na with the current political climate.
Because you mentioned earlier that you were also sometimes nafe-feel mo rin yung pagod. What keeps your hope alive?
What keeps me going is, again, I don't want to hear a grade 6 student saying that wala lang pag-asa ang Pilipinas. No. Siguro how will I keep hope? What does hope look like for me? If when I see young people asking difficult questions, I think there is hope. If I see like a city or a province na dati war-torn siya, dati kuta, it's a camp for rebels, kilala sila for kidnapping. Tapos ngayon, tourism hotspot na siya. Ang dami mo makitang foreigner na nandoon at mga dayo. Pag nakikita ko yan, alam ko there's hope. No? From a war-torn place to a place of peace and tourism and development, no? Maliit na city lang, there's hope. No? Kapag may nakikita ko na public official, elected public official na hindi kumakain sa karinderya without any fanfare, for me, there's hope. No? That when even the powerful bend to justice, no, na when the powerful and the rich are served warrant of arrest for a crime that they've been charged with, for me parang hindi lang siya retribution for me, pero may hope pa rin that the arc of justice bends towards the arc of the universe bends towards justice. For me, ayan, may hope yan. No, so these are some things na there's another again dahil kakamatay lang ni Pope Francis, and he always talks about hope. Sabi niya, although the life of a person is in a land full of thorns and weeds, there is always a space in which a seed can grow. And that image suddenly comes into my mind na, oh nga no, kahit na nandun tayo, may mga ano tayo, yung mga thorns, no? Daming thorns na ganyan. Pero merong pa rin yung space kung saan pwede pang mag-grow yung isang mabuting seed na ano. And I like that. I like that image, no, that even if our country is a land full of thorns and weeds, no, there is still a space for us who to hope and to grow, no.
I think that's why I like your suggestion of seek out your local heroes, seek out your role models. Because it's very easy to lose sight of the good. Because the bad can sometimes be so loud and so noisy.
Yes.
We forget that in all of these examples that you've shared, grounded leaders, kumakain lang sa may kalsada, who are there during times of crisis, youth and youth leaders asking the difficult questions to those who are in power. There is actually a lot to be hopeful for. And I think that's why foundations like yours also play a vital role, because you make it a little less harder to find those stories that can give us hope.
Yes.
So thank you so much, Kiko, for doing the work that you're doing.
Thank you also, Albert. And with Fundacion, it's not just, it's already beyond, even if it's named after Mayor Cesar Climaco. I think it's already
beyond the person.
Beyond the person, eh. I mean,
yeah.
We also would like to gather role models who the young people who are still alive and still working, and the young people can look up to. They can be their mentors. Heroes should not be seen as those who are already buried and died and their life for the country, diba? You have local heroes that are still living and breathing. And part of the dream of Fundacion is to bring them all together and make them accessible to the young generations, to say that, even if you're disillusioned of the current maybe national or even local politics, but look, we have leaders who can be your ates or kuyas or titos, diba? That you can emulate, and yung mga local heroes natin, the local role models, can really play a huge role in shaping our city, our province, or even our nation.
And I think we all have that seed of being a hero in us. We just need to nurture it, or need a bit of help in nurturing that.
Yes, that's so true.
As we close our conversation, Kiko, how can we learn more about Fundacion Climaco? What can we do to support it?
Yes. Well, if you please follow our Facebook page, Fundacion Climaco. We are releasing our legacy series, our legacy projects, where we will make available to the public some selected telegrams, some archive videos, some sound bites of the late Mayor Cesar Climaco. Thank you, Albert, for inviting me and opening up this platform for Fundacion to share its dream for the Philippines, its dream for Zamboanga, and its dream for the world.
No, thank you also, Kiko. Salamat. Drawing on Hope is a podcast by Pushpin, a social impact design agency that uses drawings and stories to help make things make sense. Follow us at Pushpin Visuals on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube, or visit www.pushpinvisuals.com. Thanks for listening, and remember, hope isn't something we wait for, it's something we create.